Sweet.
Should be low latency. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum,
We're
ba-dum.
gonna be wasted by the time this starts. I'm gonna ugly cry on stream.
Sweet, we're live.
All right.
I'll probably do the same too.
Yeah.
What's up, party people? How's
All
everyone
right, is it
doing?
real this time?
It is real. It is real.
All right. What's up, everybody?
I got Adam within the money here.
In the flesh.
In the flesh, in the blood. We're drinking on some beer at the moment. I got some Scotch brewing. How's everybody doing? How are the people? Finally.
Finally. Sweet.
So,
It's good to be on here with you, Atar, for real. It's like,
yeah,
for some
same,
reason,
bro.
I don't know why. It's like I wanted to do some shit with you, so it's cool to be here.
Yeah,
And
same.
thanks for doing all the stream side of things, so I don't have to worry about it.
Hey, no worries, man. It's it's touch and go here and there, but we got it
Yeah.
going.
That's an art.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on though. It's
Absolutely,
it's great
yeah.
to have you here. I know, probably I think I told you offline, I talked to a bunch of YouTubers. So I just hit them up randomly. I was like, hey, let me get you on stream. And I looked at your channel. I was like, I really want to talk to that guy. But he looks a little busy. I don't know.
Yeah, you're hitting up with the right guy when he hates dividends.
Yeah,
dividends
yeah,
are
true that.
they're boring.
Yeah, they are boring. I don't, But I mean, you yourself, you said, you're not necessarily the passive investor, but 80% of your portfolio.
Yeah,
is
look,
sitting
okay.
in-
So, all right, you watch the material. Good, yeah.
Hey man, I may be retarded, but I do.
Yeah,
Everything
like
I know
that-
about options, I viewed from your channel, so I will send you the. My lawyer will contact you, and I'm just
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was like, if you learn everything from me, I'm scared to see what your chart looks like, because then it's all my fault.
Yeah, yeah. So,
All right. What are we gonna kick it off with first here, buddy?
what are you working on right now? What's the next?
The next video is actually probably a little bit of another nerdy one. I made it yesterday. It's talking about some technical stuff when it comes to credit spreads, when it's some misconceptions that go along with it.
Okay.
I don't know where your level of option understanding lies exactly. So I'm just gonna rattle shit off, and if you ever
Go
are
ahead. I'll
yeah,
start
exactly.
nodding
Okay.
and being like,
So yeah,
yes,
exactly.
Briggs, yeah.
Sure, buddy. Yeah, absolutely.
No, I know.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, hit us with
Okay,
it.
yeah. So the next one's talking about credit spreads, and what people think about credit spreads is it's really simple. All right, I'm already getting to the nerdy shit. It's already too early, but okay,
for it.
it's really
Go
simple.
for it.
With debit spreads, people always tend to think that it's a good thing that implied volatility rises with debit spreads. Like with all options, if you're just buying a long call or long put option, it's good that implied volatility rises, because volatility is good for options because it's a limited risk strategy. You can only lose so much, but a potentially basically infinite profit potential. So volatility is good because volatility can make you a ton of money, or you just lose a little bit, right?
Right.
So that's with long calls and puts. With debit spreads, people think that's the same thing. Like implied volatility is just good no matter what with debit spreads, but it's not actually the case. And that's what the next one's about, where we talk about with both debit and credit spreads, it depends on which leg is actually closer to at the money. That's what drives whether or not it's long or short volatility. So that's what that one is covering. So it's super nerdy.
Okay.
But
a lot of
more
people do
interest.
need to know that too.
It's true, yeah. People,
yeah.
that's like the most popular strategy is spreads, and a lot of people trade those. So then they have no idea.
And a shit ton of people are getting into not just data gang, but also going into the spread territory because they made their bones and they're figuring out, okay, how do I make? They made their bones being ignorant as hell, and then now they're in the game and want to know how to maintain a consistent profit.
Yeah, it's it seems like it's always the next step is people burn their account to shit, and the next step is like, how do I mitigate risk? Because every time someone starts off touching options, touching the stock market, whatever, I swear to God, me included, as soon as you start, you're like, I'm different than everybody else, and I will study harder, and I'll know more, and I'll just be better.
And then you lose
just
all your
be
fucking
better,
money.
and then you lose all your fucking money. And you're like, oh wait, I'm no different. I'll just try something a little safer. So
Believe
yeah,
me,
that's exactly
This
right.
is probably my third go around with the same. I've been trading here and there for the past 3 years now, and I probably burned my account 3 years, yeah, three times, yeah.
Nice. Okay, yeah, third time's a charm.
Anniversary.
New Year's resolution: burn it one more time.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, someone's telling me to make my bed, dude. Are you joking?
Your bed looks fine, man. Yeah, he moved it.
It's crisp. It's white and clean. It's clean.
Is that a new duvet? That looks like a new duvet.
It is pretty. Yeah, it is actually brand spanking new. How do you know? Good taste.
I just got one. I was like, that looks.
Oh shit. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm working on that. Well, actually, I just finished that, so I'll be out soon. So another nerdy one for you guys if you're excited. After that, though, like after the whole GameStop debacle and Robinhood handled that. A lot of people think Robinhood was in cahoots with like hedge funds and stuff to screw people over, and they stopped the trading to benefit hedge funds. I personally tend to disagree, but regardless, the way they handled it was pretty stupid. Like they just like shout out a bunch of marketing phrases on Twitter and like we're with the customer and all that stuff. It was just kind of just like this.
Like I said in the video, they had decent reasons for what they did. They just communicated it indecently. They did.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Exactly, because it's like all you had to do was find. I bet there's some intern in there dying, but he couldn't get any leverage because he's an intern or something. But he's like, then you get somebody to write a memo that make a video. Hire a fucking YouTuber. I'm sure they'd call him a sellout, but have someone who can talk and explain what's going on. Because having Vlad, who's like one of the most inarticulate dweebs I've ever met. God bless his heart.
Seriously, I don't think he understands how his company works either. But
his explanation is terrible.
Don't get me wrong. For a CEO, like for instance, I remember during an antitrust hearing, and Bezos was talking to Congress, and it was pretty obvious he did not know how his fucking company worked. Because things grow so large that the CEO is honestly on a need to know basis, even with just the CFO. They handle all the like the monarchical, the tip of the pyramid interactions and daily operations. So when he gets asked specifics, like he's only briefed so much,
Yeah, exactly. That's such a good point. Because being a CEO, you have a lot of titles, whatever. In my opinion, if someone right off the rip said, Robinhood just shut down GameStop trading, it's crashing, what do you have to say about this? And he didn't know what to say, or he's stuttering, whatever. Yeah. Kind of understandable. But what the difference is that he had, even if he had one day to look this shit up and figure it out, then he should have been able to get it out of his mouth.
Team of lawyers, one day.
Exactly.
Team of PR team, and still was like.
Yeah, they strap him into a chair and just like pull up a whiteboard in front of him and like, listen up, Vlad, don't screw us right now.
Right.
Yeah, what a goofball. I mean, yeah, it's too bad.
I mean, he's doing his best. He's doing his best.
It's a little disappointing.
Yeah.
No, it's
So what do you think about the whole GME situation? I mean, it's a difficult question to ask because it's multifaceted. Because you had the initial, you can call it a squeeze, but you had the initial event, but then you had the pickup game afterwards, and then you have it to where it is now, and it's steadily hovering around 200, and it does seem to be. At first, it was a conglomeration of market sentiment jacking up the price, and then now you have. I don't know how the fuck
whatever.
To explain it.
Yeah, I don't. That's basically it. Yeah. Like as far as my knowledge goes, and I don't know the inner workings of everything, and that's kind of number one. That's kind of my problem with other people is they don't know the inner workings of everything. So
and they claim
even if they have, so if they have any sort of DD, it's like I saw. I'm getting already derailing myself here, but I saw a guy posting on Reddit saying he's like 99% confident that gamma squeeze happening this Friday, and I'm like, you are factoring in 1% lack of confidence. For anything, like you don't know what's going on behind the curtains. You're given 1% lack of confidence for stuff you don't know. So like that kind of DD drives me bonkers. What was your original question? I'm sorry.
The original question, like, what do you think of GME as like a whole? Now, given that it's a multifaceted question, let's just answer like as it stands now. It is kind of beating all of the shit posts that journalists put out. It's beating out like now no one knows what the fuck to say about it.
Yeah,
and even if you look at Wall Street bets, they're trying to do like internal cultural damage control. Like, all right, we should probably move the fuck on, or stop being so culty about it.
Yeah. It's weird because I don't know if it was because I was in the middle of it, like I had a large position or whatever, but like at the beginning, to me, it was like a fun meme, like
Same,
getting really
yeah.
like, you know, diamond hands to 1,000, whatever. I was just memeing the whole time, having a blast.
Yeah,
But then
me
all of
too.
a sudden, it's like, I don't know what changed, but all of a sudden, you're right, it has this very culty feel to it, and people get really offended if you change your viewpoint at all, or if you disagree with them with anything. They're like,
They
you know,
get
you're
really offended because they're bag holding.
yeah, basically.
You know what I mean?
Like,
Like-
also, yeah. No, here's
Yeah.
another thing. Some guy was posted on the GME subreddit. I tweeted about it recently. How the GME subreddit's kind of a little bit of shit show. Good entertainment,
I
but
saw
slightly
that
depressing.
too. Yeah.
Some guy posted. You know, he said, "I held through the last spike. You know, with a short squeeze, whatever." And he's like, "Now it's personal. You know, I lost my business in 2008. Now it's personal. This isn't about my money anymore." Which is kind of how I threw that in at the beginning. It was like, you know, the meme's great, making money great, fuck the hedge funds great, you know, revenge for a great recession, sure, everything great. Now all of a sudden it just feels like a bag holder who's trying to find another reason to hold on because, you know, he's. I lost the point, but
No, I agree there too, but like that, I pulled that part out of the video too because, to me, even if the story was wrong, where people were going like, you know, fighting against Wall Street, all this and that, it didn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to Wall. Like it, what matters most is that people are that exasperated. People are that resentful, and like the economic system essentially failed them in a myriad form, right?
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
And I mean, people that led the train, right? It was mostly, I would argue. I mean, it's hard to say for certain, but it was mostly millennials whose parents went through the fucking, you know, that faced the brunt of 2008. So they saw all the ruin, and they knew where it came from, and
yeah.
you know.
So I mean, that's a good point, and also it's probably maybe I'm a little bit more insensitive in that direction.
Me too.
Possibly unfairly, because
I think it's beautiful, but I am still insensitive.
yeah, and it could be possibly because like well, I kind of doubt people's sentiment sometimes a little bit, but I also you know, my parents, I was not even aware if my parents struggled at all. Like I think my parents are doing just fine. You know, they handled it just fine. So like I personally have no vendetta necessarily, although, you know, as far as like hedge fund tactics and stuff that are toxic, sure, but from
I'll be honest. I hate to interrupt you, but my parents.
No, you're fine. Go.
My parents were fucking ruined, so it's like
really.
Yes,
Okay.
But still, I'm still insensitive because it's important to be unemotional, especially when people tend to simplify things and they watch, you know, The Big Short and they think it is just CDOs and swaps. It's much larger than that, especially if you look at Federal Reserve policy in the 90s. Why did the housing market?
Right. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Go ahead.
It's just deeper. It's deeper than skin, and it's deeper than a simple emotive thought. Is just my opinion. And there's a lot of things going on in the background that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, are you actually screwing hedgies over right now? Like maybe in the beginning, absolutely in the beginning. That's part of the reason I was all for it, was because Citron Research was literally put out a video on why they were short GameStop, and that was the most.
And confident as fuck
shit
about it, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, "What? No one gives a shit about what the intrinsic value of GameStop is. It's about short squeezing, you dumb fuck." And then now, you know, now it's a little different because hedgies. I kind of hate it, whatever. Hedgies have had.
I like the terms. I don't know. It's funny. It's
for
like
some reason,
shit.
It's like when people on Overwatch say ulti. It's like the same thing. For some reason, like, I don't know. No, but it's like the first time around, it made a lot of sense screwing over the hedge funds. This time around, I think, you know, it's probably it's not screwing up hedge funds as much as you think, and they could probably tolerate more risk than you think and have better hedging tactics than you think. But again, I'm
won out at the end too.
So they do, yeah. But I'm also still speculating. Like my problem with some people is that they're too speculative. I'm also speculating. I don't know what's going on behind closed doors or whatever it's doing. You know, I don't know. I can't predict.
And you can't say for certain and say this is what's happening. Not only can you not, neither can, you know, CBS News.
Yeah, I mean,
especially when they say Redditors are now targeting silver as the next short squeeze.
Oh yeah, that stuff was fishy though.
That shit makes you wonder. It really does.
Yep, for sure. That was weird.
Yeah, weird as hell.
Yeah,
but I mean, like, I am working on a follow-up video to the retard day traders 3. I'm gonna put it on the second channel for a little bit, and because there was a lot I took out during that portion. It took a long time, and obviously the story is still going. There's still new developments.
Absolutely, yeah.
I don't think that it's a good thing, by and large, because especially when this is like a moment in which retail traders are qualified. You know what I mean? In the totality of how you evaluate the market, retail traders are, quick to just hop on trends, and it is trend based. It's like whatever's trending on Twitter could be the next drop, and like that opens it up to so much manipulation, because it doesn't take much for a PR company to put some bullshit out and then start moving money elsewhere.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point, because have you seen that clip of Jim Cramer? He's doing some podcast like way back when. Where he's
I had that in the video.
Oh, do you? Okay, yeah. That's so funny and kind of depressing, but it goes to show that things that sound kind of sci-fi, that are manipulative, and you think probably wouldn't happen, but you're not aware of, actually do happen. And so that kind of stuff you're talking about is absolutely true. Once there's an inefficiency, it'll be the gap will be closed, and they'll
quick
make money off you. Yep.
Almost milliseconds. I mean, look at HFTs. They do this. Yeah. They look for that shit all day, every day, 24/7.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And they're allowed to.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's like this will happen once, and then after that, I think basically you'll be flattened. I guess I don't know, but
and it's setting a dangerous precedent, and it's like this is the future, and it's kind of it's a strange future. I don't know what's next. I don't, it's I'm sure you've heard the adage, like I want to bring it, like wrap it back to like kind of stupid money rules the roost now, which isn't necessarily true, but it's a funny statement. It's a funny meme. I'm sure you've heard of like the old story where I think it was either Rockefeller or J.P. Morgan back in like the 1920s before Black Friday. He knew shit was going down because his shoe shiner boy was giving him stock tips, and he knew like the market was going to crash as soon as like I don't know if you've heard. You haven't heard that story?
So. Maybe I have. It doesn't ring a bell. No.
Yeah, it's like so he's like sitting. He knew things were awry, and exuberance was too high when the like 13-year-old kid was shining his shoes.
I have read that. Yeah, actually, kind of weirdly recently. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, but the problem is you could apply that to now, but that is a part of the market. In fact, like policy has driven individual, like retail trading has gone up significantly as a percentage, especially within the market. It's not marginal anymore. It's now it's like I made the joke in the video, like now in order to keep up with inflation, the plebs are incentivized to get into the market, and that's where they're like, because putting your money into a savings account right now is a waste of fucking money. Why wouldn't you put it in Robinhood?
Yeah, and it's also what are millennials going to put it in bonds?
That's a scary thing to think about. What do you think about the Great Wealth Transfer? Do you know anything about that?
Not really. Not a whole lot, no.
So I read this article on like I think it was CoinDesk.
Really quick. I think turn your
I tried
a little bit.
I tried a couple times. Yeah.
Okay, it went all ear rapey on.
Oh, turn it down. Okay, got you.
Just slightly, maybe a little up from there, but yeah.
Yeah, that's my bad. I am a retard. I'm not
okay
for this. So. Does it sound better?
That sounds perfect. Yeah.
Okay, good. But yeah, the Great Wealth Transfer. It's like when Nana dies and leaves you all her money. She's going to leave her money to millennials. Millennials have a larger percentage of crypto holdings in their retirement accounts, air quotes. So once that money is transferred from the silent and the baby boomers into the millennials and the zoomers, they're going to put that money into crypto.
Oh, that's interesting.
Raise it up.
What do you think about that?
I think it's a crock of shit. I don't think it's because what are you into crypto at all?
Dude, that is a topic I'm so illiterate on.
Okay.
Like, it's almost dumbfounding. I've never like even bothered to dive into it. For some reason, it just hasn't interested me. I know people get really emphatic about it. But
and I get that. I was like,
maybe I would, but I just don't know that much. So
I don't know that much either. So don't
Okay.
get me wrong. I'm not a fucking expert.
Okay.
People think I am because I did a video criticizing the Federal Reserve. But I'm not. I'm not too big into crypto.
Okay, I'll try not to hold everything to you then.
Yeah, grain of salt.
Okay, grain of salt. Yeah.
But you know, it's like there's been it's a joke that's running around that Bitcoin is really just a security of Chinese electricity. I don't know if you've heard that before. Because I think most of Bitcoin mining now happens in the Zhejiang province. So it's like,
oh my god.
But I just wanted to say for the stream, just because it's in my head on the topic list. As long as the mediating factor of BTC is USD and BTC is without the exchange of USD in the sense that in order to spend your BTC in the market, you have to convert it to USD. It will never be a currency, ever.
Now, is that a popular idea or a
it kind of is. The people holding BTC would beg to differ, but I am one of those people. But I still don't. I think it's a commodity, not a currency.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be kind of hard to picture a United States, obviously maybe a little bit young in cryptocurrency's lifespan, but hard to picture a United States where the Fed is printing Bitcoin, you know what I'm saying?
Well, there is...
like where that money...
There is a crypto connection to...
Is this shit I'm talking about? I have no idea. This is like all... Okay.
I don't know too much about it, so I won't go in depth. There's a lot I got to learn and research, but yeah, there was some kind of purchases. Maybe the chat will know.
Oh yeah, I couldn't get the chat working, so I can't see anybody. If anyone says,
someone says from grandma to Dogecoin.
Thanks, dead grandma. Like, bless your soul. I'm gonna go buy some Doge.
So, you got this awesome channel, and congrats on the 300K. I don't know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Awesome, that felt good.
Yeah. I bet. It's I'm glad to see it because I started watching your stuff when you had like 50K subscribers. That was probably like a year ago.
Yeah, one year. I checked yesterday. Actually, 1 year ago, I had 20K subs, which is actually I didn't realize how much the channel had grown over the last quite a bit.
I don't look at numbers either, so when I see it, I'm
like,
oh, that's weird.
Yeah, how did I get 68,000 subs?
Yeah,
is that what you're at? You're at 68K? Yeah,
I think
pretty good. Yeah,
I think yeah.
I'm pretty positive. I think I had 68K.
Okay, cool. But yeah, I'm really glad because like there's a lot of people that try and teach these things and they're just it's just not. I like your channel in comparison to all the other ones that I see when it comes to education. I think that's I think you do an excellent job on that. But anyone that's in the chat or has seen your channel would probably agree. And
there's something. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No,
Let me finish.
I usually say that's my tick. I say and it's
okay. That's your punctuation. Yeah, it's something about I feel like as I've kind of developed in like making videos and stuff, and I'm still trying. I'm still getting better at it or trying to work at it because I'm not super consistent. I should be more consistent. I'm trying to be like a little bit more forgiving when videos aren't super great, but I think the biggest problem with other people is they're not willing to like sit down and like just teach from the heart. Instead, they have like some script they have laid out and it's very methodical, which for, if you're not, I'm not trying to flatter myself, but if you're not a super intuitive teacher, like you kind of need that if you're going to be in a teaching role or whatever. But it also, in my opinion, kind of sucks the life out of the content as well. Yeah. Like if you have a teacher at like college, high school, whatever, you want them to be excited over the dumbest stuff because that's what gets you sweaty. Like every time I make a video, I get sweaty because I love knowing the stuff I know and talking about it. That's exciting.
Communicating it, yeah, because that further solidifies what you learn too.
Yeah,
especially
exactly
once you communicate it, and I bet once you started the channel and started communicating this stuff, you became a better trader.
Yeah, I did. I also was thinking today, I was like, this is a topic that I know quite a bit about. I don't know much about pretty much anything else. And I think the sole reason, or the only thing I have to thank for my pretty broad understanding of this is having to teach it and like starting a YouTube channel and accidentally getting sucked into it and like feeling I have to make more videos, you know?
Right.
Otherwise I probably would be like, I'd probably be naively doing dividend investing or something. Like, I don't know. It's teaching is a great learning method, I guess.
So what you're saying is this positive feedback loop that has benefited you to no end has led you to put out that video that says why dividends suck.
Exactly. Okay, exactly right. I think you're following. That's a good train of thought.
Yeah.
That was my entire life in like 2 seconds.
I'm just kidding.
Adam was born, started making videos, fuck dividends. There you go. I can now die in peace.
That's funny. Now I'm excited to see what you'll put out in the near future and the future abroad. But outside of your channel, what other interests do you have?
Yeah, dude. So I live with my twin brother and a friend of ours who just got out of the army, and we moved from northern Idaho to southern Idaho. So we're still kind of like getting our foothold down here.
Sweet.
But recently, the most notable thing is I've been trying to working on getting my private pilot's license. So I started doing like some flying and stuff. So I have like 15 hours flying. That's my main thing, is learning about flying at the moment. But the weather's been pretty crummy, so I've been kind of slowed down on that. Outside of that, outside of that, I'm pretty stoked about that actually. But outside of that, not a whole lot else. I still haven't, like, with all the coronavirus stuff, like, haven't made a ton of friends or anything. Just kind of chilling and making videos and content and biking and whatever. Taking the dog out a few times a day.
Sweet.
Yeah. Where are you located roughly? I'm not gonna ask for your address, but
it's 84. I'm just kidding. It's I'm in the Denver area.
Oh, gotcha.
Colorado. And coronavirus kind of fucked up all my plans for 2020. And,
yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
So with all your did you like learn all your freelance video editing stuff on your own? Because I mean that shit's insane. I mean each video must take so long.
It does.
Like so long. Because all the writing's really dense and it's just good writing. So that takes some thought process, and then you have this really difficult editing. Like I'd probably blow my brains out. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah.
How long does it take? And did you learn?
I look at my gun all the time. I'm just like,
yeah. You're pink 22.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's I learned just I don't know what it is, but with anything computers, like prior to this, I was an IT guy.
Okay.
I worked actually for the State Department for a little bit, and not Edward Snowden levels, but I saw my.
Gotcha.
I saw. There's a reason why I left working for the government, because it's weirdly unethical.
Really?
In your heart, because especially in the IT department, because you see millions of dollars being wasted, and on your drive to work, you see homeless people. And
wild!
And you just think just so much resources and tax revenue just being thrown out
the window, but not in the right spot. More like thrown into a fire pit. Yeah,
thrown into a closet to justify budget spending. So there's that, and then so beyond that, I've always wanted to be a filmmaker. I've always wanted to make films, movies. So I've played around with editing programs, but I never shot anything. And then I shot a little short film like 2 years ago, and then ever since then, I mean, I've been making beats for like 8 years now. So I made like beat videos to try and like the type beat shit you see on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
I did that like 8 years ago. So
yeah, I can tell you've been doing that for a while. Those beats are pretty sick.
I appreciate that.
I bought an OP one and like almost immediately sold it.
Those things, they're difficult to work with.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
But yeah, I learned my previous point to answer your question.
Yeah.
For some reason, every program that I pull up, I hunt and peck and then slowly start to learn things. I never look at tutorials. And when I do, it's just to learn one specific thing, and then I exit out.
One specific scene, so you're like, how to make sick beats. Answer, right?
No, it's more like, how do you make this transition work? And then as soon as it works, you're like, okay.
Yeah, that's it. Sick. Moving on. That's so cool. That's awesome, because I did like my own video editing and stuff for a little bit, and then I just shipped it off to my twin brother because I was like, I cannot do this stuff. Dude.
I don't blame you. This shit is tedious. It's time.
It is so tedious.
Brain hurt.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
Yeah. I'm very impressed with your stuff. It's like, yeah, you're gonna blow up. No doubt in my mind about that. It's such a unique it's a unique art form you've developed. Like you just don't see anything like that on YouTube, or that I can find.
Some people have sent me stuff of people trying to emulate.
Really?
Kind of my editing style.
I would love to see that. I bet it'd be kind of rough.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
Deep fried.
Yeah, that's exactly. It looks like deep fried atard, but
yeah. That's good. That sounds good content. Okay. All right. What else we got? What do you want to talk about?
So, I recall seeing your "Why the Stock Market is Crashing" video.
Oh yeah,
and I had some like bullet points in my head to bring up, because I wanted to check to see, because obviously you're not a gay bear.
No,
you don't seem to be.
No, I have where's the mug? I don't have it here. I have a mug that says, "If you're reading this, you're a gay bear."
Yeah, I'm a gay bear a little bit. I've always been kind of a gay bear ever since I thought the market was going to crash in September 2019. And I lost like almost 5 figures trying to on all my put positions because I timed it incorrectly. If only I had known that the Chinese would release a virus. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like I feel like I was a little bit gay bear for a while, and I'm just done doing it because it hurts too much.
Yeah.
Stocks only go up.
Yeah, exactly. And but yeah, it's like you saw that little not flash crash, but close enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
And I don't think it can necessarily be attributed to people like questioning, well, is the market running hot, as you said. And I wanted to ask, I don't know if you've looked at, because there's differing, people think of inflation as, well, the cost of prices goes up and that's inflation. Like there's a 2% inflation per year, and it's just, money doesn't go as far anymore. That's what the average person kind of thinks. But as you know, there's other differing forms of inflation. And I'm not talking about just nominal inflation versus, real inflation. But there's also asset inflation. And that's kind of why you're saying real estate just... And it's worrying in the sense that we're already starting to see CPI inflation go up at, I think the last number I saw was 0.4%. And then it's attributed to rise of diesel. And just the cost the cost of doing business, trying to get products to their depots, right? But I was wondering if we start to see those numbers jack up, especially when the Fed has eased their restrictions.
The interest rates.
Yeah, it's like if it keeps bleeding into the CPI and prices do go up, what is like it? I think the stock market crashing or going up is the least of our worries. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I guess so. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really thought that deep about it. I mean, like, do you think that you're more concerned just about inflation in general than you would be about the stock market at all? Is that what you're trying to say? Okay.
Pretty much, because I mean, especially with the disparity between the people and their income classes and who actually has money in the stock market.
Gotcha. Yeah, I honestly, I have no thoughts on that whatsoever.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine.
I don't think I know enough about the topic or even have a deep enough thought to contribute to that.
That's fine, because it's like, because as long as WMT Walmart is booming, that's kind of like the average Walmart, the institutional investor is like, all right, everything I just said, let's look into that. Walmart's doing fine. We're good. It's because that's where you see what the lower income classes, as you may say,
right.
As long as they're spending, then it's okay.
Right. Exactly.
But it's incredibly worrying, especially when you see when you start to see this disparity just keep going up, and I don't know what to think about it. I don't know if that bodes well for the stock market in the next 5 years. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think even if I had an intelligent thought to throw into the pool right now, I would wildly be wrong. So,
Same.
even though you absolutely could be like on the right, right dark path or whatever, it's like
Right.
obviously so hard to predict. So when it
Obviously.
comes to just like navigating my own life, I'd like follow kind of stupidly simple rules, right? If the stock market's red, I buy and have a small amount of savings, 3 months worth of savings or whatever in case, I get
Smart.
canceled. But like, I think that's generally when it comes. That's also there's a lot of people that they love learning. That's great. They want to learn as much as possible. There's a lot of people that might be better off as far as when it comes to like investing and trading and I don't know. Maybe I'm going the wrong direction there.
I
guess
no, I think you are, because I think a way to combat this, and I did make the joke in the video, but I think it is applicable still. If there's some truth to it, more people need to put their money in the stock market.
And it's just as long as you can. People who put their money in the stock market should be willing to tolerate, a 50% decline in the stock market. People who put their money into savings should be able to have enough savings to handle if they lose their job. People who buy stuff should be confident that's not going to depreciate totally in value in the next 6 months. It's about being able to weather things that could be upcoming, whether expected, anticipated, projected, or not. And that's the important part. Obviously, I'm giving myself an out for not having a good answer to your response to your
that's
thing.
Fine. And that's a fine answer, but unfortunately, like the keep it simple, stupid principle of what you're getting at, it's kind of strange to think that for a large part of especially Americans, not just Westerners, but Americans, two of those things are damn near impossible.
That's true. That's a good point. I was actually thinking about it. That's why I said maybe I'm heading the wrong direction there because it's
No,
like
you're fine. But that's like,
yeah,
but that
because it's easier said than done. Yeah, because
Right.
like I'm in such a stupid, ridiculously good position where I'm in a niche on YouTube that pays an absurd amount of money. Like it's the most
the
high
finance
CPM.
side. Yeah.
Yeah, so they pay a ton of money. So like, and I'm doing something I love, and it's like relatively easy. I know enough about a topic, whatever. So I'm in a great position where it's like I can have enough in savings to go 3 months. I can buy the dip when the stock market crashes. I can invest in equipment to make my video stuff better, whatever.
Right.
Other people, damn, jobs suck and they don't pay enough, and like it's hard to get enough money to pay rent. And like I've been there, from 18 to 22 or whatever, and it just sucks. And it's being simple stupid doesn't really work because you're paycheck to paycheck barely, and then if something at all, any sort of small black swan happens, you're just fucked.
Yep.
So that's a good point. Yeah, I agree with you on that one, I think.
But even then, that point still doesn't matter because these are the same kinds of people who don't have their money in the stock market other than their 401ks, and they don't even know that it's attached.
Yeah, exactly. And
it's
yeah,
it's
weird situation.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it will be compounding. I think it will compound over the next 5 years, and I don't think monetary policy as it stands now in the Keynesian sense, that I don't think it's going to I don't think it's going to bode well, especially when it comes to prices. Prices are going to jack the fuck up. I mean, dude, I have this joke with my girl, like every time we walk into like a grocery store or a gas station, the hot fries, the Chester's hot fries.
Yeah.
and it says like only $2, and I always point at it like 5 years ago that was $1.
You're robbing me. I don't know. Maybe that's the gay bear coming out of you when we were talking about this. Because for me, it's like every single time I've speculated towards the downside, I've always been wrong. When even when the coronavirus thing was happening, everybody, and maybe that's a clue, everybody was like, this thing's going to go down again. Obviously, they're going to have a second leg down in the stock market specifically. When you look at the recession, the Great Recession, pretty obvious charting. You have a big downward move, a little bounce, big downward move. Like it almost seems like too easy money. And this time around, it was people were wrong in thinking it was too easy money.
Yep.
So when people, it seems like, at least for me, maybe I'm not that intelligent, but it seems like every time you try to anticipate a big negative move in a country that is generally and in a lot of places on an individual level pushing towards the positive, it seems like you're falling for a trap where you're just going to lose. Like most of the time, not all the time, obviously. And then when you're right, you get to go, yeah, I'm right.
Yeah.
But,
fuck you.
Yeah.
Bull. I made my money. Fuck you. But it's like, what you're getting at is obvious to most people in finance because what is the reserve currency of the world?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
We
US
have
dollar,
to,
baby.
Yeah, we have to keep up with appearances.
Mm-hmm. So, dude, that's I can smell that kind of. I love that look. I can smell that mindset. That's why I'm kind of curious to pick your brain and wanting to talk to you so much because you have a. It's not necessarily. I don't know, not anti-government, but you're suspicious. You know, you're suspicious, and I'm kind of like a terminal optimist. And I think that's a difference between. It's like it's interesting to hear your viewpoint because
when I park my money, I'm an optimist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Park your puts.
Yeah. Well, that I learned the hard way. You just gotta you gotta time it, and then unfortunately everyone fucking timed it perfectly. Especially those people that watched Wall Street Bets in March of 2020. People made money, and everyone did. But like you said, everyone thought it was just gonna keep going down or rise up, go down. K-shaped, V-shaped is a meme, but anyone that knows how the capital markets kind of work, the reason why these institutions are in play is to combat these exact type of events. So of course V-shape wasn't a meme. It's just the meme is V-shape at what cost, and it's usually inflation.
That's a good point. I don't know. I'm interested to look more into it because
Same here.
As far,
there's a lot I don't know about. Like I said, it's just the gay bear talking. But
but like it's like even back then, I still had that keep it simple, stupid mindset. Like everyone around me was buying puts, and I was like, I just refuse to do it because I'm like, if I buy puts, it bounces. Not only are you losing money because the stock's going up or the SPY, whatever you're buying puts on, is going up, but you're also getting IV crushed because implied volatility is increasing on the downward legs, not on the upward. It's decreasing up, so you're getting crushed in two ways. So as soon as you buy puts, you have a bounce, you lose all your money, you sell, it goes down again, and you're like killing yourself because you didn't make money because you sold too soon. So I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna buy stocks all the way down because you can't lose. That's the thing. That's you could be right. There's a lot of reason for suspicion. For me personally, there's a lot of reason to be a terminal optimist. Where if it, like I said in the video, that one video. I keep it simple. If it's red, I buy. So if it's going down, who cares if it bounces and goes down again? I have another 40 years. I have another, hopefully like 50, 60 years before I'm dead. So I hope to outlive any market correction. So when you can, obviously there's other factors in other people's lives, and I would say blessed, but I'm not a religious man. I'm lucky to be in the position I am. And to be able to be a terminal optimist. So it's definitely different from person to person. But anyway, with that downward move, it's like I think a lot of people made money. I think plenty of people lost money because they held puts thinking it's going to go back down again. Everyone got IV crushed and had short-term
I was that person for one position, but that was about it.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them. I mean, it's an easy thing to wrap your mind into.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. No, I don't blame them one bit. Oh, no, it's too easy. Yeah, I mean, especially because all your friends around you are making sweet, crispy tendies, and you're like, as soon as you put the foot in, it's gonna bounce. It's always you. It's
every time I buy, it goes down. What the fuck, dude?
Exactly. Oh, it's a curse. It's a curse for every individual, and yet it doesn't seem to happen to everybody at once.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, that was pretty much the end of that thought. I wanted to get your opinion on real inflation, but neither of us know. Who doesn't know? Michael is asking, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking some on Twitter recommend. It's a Payette Brewing Company Sofa King Sunny Hazy Pale Ale. It's actually pretty good.
Let me text my girl to bring another beer in because I'm not getting up.
I wish I could text Watson.
Watson, get in here. We got a crime to solve. I need more ethanol in my brain. So what do you think about Wall Street Bets as a general introduction? What do you think of it in like poetically, prosaically? Like what is the immediate thing that comes to mind when I ask you about Wall Street Bets?
It actually it changes based on whatever dynamics going on. Because I feel most of the time Wall Street Bets, you can go there if you enjoy the memes, great. If you think there's actual solid DD, it's a diamond in the rough, and you're gonna be lucky if you find the solid DD. And usually you're just gonna. It's a place to go lose your money with friends, generally speaking. And if you're down for that and you like the memes and you're not losing all your money, fine, that's totally great. because you know, a lot of memes are pretty good. Some better than others, but you know, when the GME thing started ripping initially, that's when Wall Street Bets got super great, and I loved the absolute shit out of it. And then now it's going back to just seem kind of cultish again, and it's kind of like I love Wall Street Bets because they're hilarious. It's just such a funny subreddit to browse through.
Yeah.
And the ideas are just so ridiculous and funny. But, and I hate to feel like the dad in this situation, but I think people might look back later in the life, you know, 10 years of meeting around. Hi, Atar's girlfriend. How's it going? I think they're going to look back in 10 years and they're going to be like, holy shit balls, I've been memeing around for a decade. What have I been doing? You know, like you can every single McDonald's paycheck or whatever going in the trash. You know, eventually it's going to compound and hurt. So I love it. I love them. They're hilarious, and they hopefully most of them know what they're doing is stupid and it's fine because they call themselves retards, right? So hopefully they're self-aware. But some people do it for the meme, but they think they're going to actually make money, but most of the time they don't. I don't know. That's
I think
my general.
Most of the time they do. And here, well, not anymore. So what you're talking about now is
I know
the rise
of
the new booties, is what I like to call them. So it's like the people that join in and don't realize the irony of the boiler room talk.
Yeah, exactly.
And like sub 2 million Redditors on that subreddit, there was a lot of post irony in effect, where it's people that are purposely acting stupid because it's fun. It's like, you know, it's a weird paradigm to be within, that most of your plays are within this subreddit because this is where a lot of volume is sitting. This is where a lot of action is happening with, you know, specific, either, you know, just stocks, or it's not crypto. It's not the thing you could look at 4chan for. And I think the post irony folded inward into itself, especially when more and more people started getting into the fray. So now, I mean, like for instance, when I put out before I put out the third entry into the Wall Street Bets saga, you had a lot of people that were down for the cause, that were about, you know, sticking it to Wall Street, and they were commenting on my videos saying either just this is poor timing, or why are you calling them retards? Why are you being so insulting? They showed you, huh? Like they didn't understand that this was a part of like the
they're totally unaware. Yeah, I got that from that the GameStop video I made.
The one
whatever I titled it. Yeah. I got a lot of people like, why are you using the R word, dude? I'm like,
like they don't even know, dude.
They don't even know. It's like, number one, it's cultural. Number two, it's okay to say retard. Don't clip that. Because you call your friends retard. You don't like it says, Michael Scott says in The Office, you know, everyone loves The Office, right? So I can source it. You call your friends retards. You don't call retards because that's in poor taste. So that's exactly what Wall Street Bets is. It's not an offensive. It's not even abrasive. It's funny.
Yes.
But you're right. The culture has totally died as it's grown and ballooned, and you can see that in the GameStop subreddit that I referenced earlier, where people have branched out to new people because they're so all it is GameStop. Wall Street Bets equals GameStop. It's the new people. They created their own subreddit, and you go there, and it's just 100% cult, 100% sure that everybody else knows what they're doing. So it's like relying on each other. 100% sure it's going to go GameStop to $100,000 per share.
Yeah.
So.
And then the in-betweens between the $100,000 a share, they're saying it is a conspiracy. Ryan Cohen is with us. He's made us out a full manifesto, but you just have to listen to, you know, certain speeches he gives, and in order to tell you that it's almost like Q. It's like QAnon almost.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. It's really weird. I'm actually that's another video I'm working on. It's actually a satire on that. I wrote a script that's like a mock post that you can find on the GME subreddit, but it's total nonsense, but sounds legit. Yeah,
I've seen like 2 of those.
Really?
That I swear were satire, but I'm pretty sure.
Oh, they're not. That's the scary part. Either that or someone's trolling it, which is totally possible. But the fact that people buy into it goes to show. But people believe it.
Like I said, I think a lot of those people are exasperated. I don't think they don't believe in the capital markets. They don't believe in this economy. They don't believe, and I don't blame them. Unfortunately, they got a lot of learning and reading to do. But
it'd be nice to see some of that passion channeled
Elsewhere.
a little bit. I'm not, maybe, I could be wrong, and then people are going to quote this a month from now when GameStop's at $1,000 per share. Obviously, anything can happen, right? Of
course.
GameStop can go up or down for any reason or no reason, and that's just a fact. But
I don't care because it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter if it's 1,000.
Exactly. Yeah. That's I would have said something different a month ago, because I was all about it, but it's been so long. It's time to do something.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. Obviously, to each their own.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy. Or as Deep Fucking Value says, deep fucking cheers to all y'all. Have you seen that clip of him?
Yeah, St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, what a goofball.
Yeah, dude. I was watching. Of course, I streamed that hearing, and there's a couple times that hearing where I expressed just like, not admiration, but like I gotta give it to the guy, Deep Fucking Value. Because imagine his position. Imagine where you're at right now. Like, I'm just kicking it. Like, but imagine you had a thesis and you're like, okay, I'm gonna put this crazy position because I literally think it's gonna work. And then all of a sudden, you're a millionaire. You get national attention because you made it public. And now you're talking to Congress.
Yeah.
And like he held it well. Like he didn't break. He didn't stutter. He didn't like. And I gotta give it to that guy. He was
no, what a champ.
Anyone. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's number one, he's a really smart guy, and number two, what an iconic guy for this to happen to, and number three, can you imagine how good he's feeling right now with, I don't know how much he made, I forget exactly the number, but obviously tens of millions of dollars, and everybody just loves the shit out of him. Like, he's probably sitting back with a beer, he's still probably, I'm sure he probably still has a GameStop position. And he just doesn't care because he's a multi-millionaire Chad. What a dream.
He's that's crazy. Whatever, if he has anything left, he's just writing it out.
Yeah, I'd be curious to hear exactly what he has to think about it. Obviously, he would never disclose that right now. That'd probably be bad for him, but
legally, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but I'd be curious to hear his thoughts on it. My guess would be that, and I definitely could be wrong, is that he's just exactly what you said, writing it out. Why not? You've already made a ton of money. Why not just sit on the last few mil and see what happens?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I can imagine, like, in an alternate history universe, imagine if Keith Gill was a dishonest type. It would be a completely different story. It would be a completely, like, the Reddit CEO wouldn't be like clapped about because he would have to have a fucking problem that he has to deal with. And Wall Street Bets would probably be shut down. So let's be happy that he's an honest sort.
Yeah, for sure. Because I was talking to Eric about my twin brother yesterday about that. It's like, it literally could have been anybody. It could have been. I mean, obviously he's intelligent. It takes some know-how to find an undervalued stock like that and to happen to be a value investor and come across this diamond.
A lot of people did, but he made it public.
But yeah, exactly.
From the get. So
so it could have been some total loser scuzzball.
Yeah, like me.
That would have kind of sucked. Yeah, could have been you. God forbid. Oh.
Yeah.
Dare to think of that.
Right.
No,
yeah, it's a crazy. People are saying I need to raise my volume again. Okay.
They're just trying to blow my ears out, I think.
I think so. Luke is saying in his updates he's showing he has 11 million in cash. The rest is still GME. Still 11 million. Can't beat it.
11 million cash. Okay, yeah, because he sold 11 million. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and that was over time too. It wasn't like during February. It was over time.
Yeah. It's a smart way to do it, I guess. Don't know when the top is. Yeah, good thing he did. I mean, because otherwise, he could have made his money back. Obviously, if he had held all the way back down to $40 and then held through, but still, that would have been a nightmare to ride through. I bet he's way happy right now with 11 mil. So
I just know, like I said, like, it's if it was anyone, like, he held his own. If it was me, I would have had a stroke.
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah. I'd have zero confidence. I'd just like, Jesus. Right. Wouldn't know what to think.
doing bumps in the Zoom call with Congress, like just trying to keep up.
He's like, deep fucking cheers to all y'all. Just rails a line. Yeah,
shit.
I would not be able to handle my shit. Oof. Yeah, lucky for him, he made 11 mil. Kind of glad I'm not in him, to be honest.
Same. Yeah. What else? Because I had a backup list of topics, but we kind of already talked about all that shit. So, what do you Oh, you're looking at your chalkboard. There you go.
Yeah, kind of talked about a lot of this actually already.
Yeah.
I don't know. What you got? You got anything? Any ideas?
I mean, with the future of the markets, we already talked about inflation. We already talked about crypto.
I have a question for you, actually.
Okay.
What number of stocks do you think is like, if you weren't memeing around, we're talking about the 80% that I say should be in long-term investing. Yep. Like with that 80%, what do you think is the optimal number of stocks to be in that portfolio?
Because I mean, it's diversified to hell, so that's a large number. I can't say my portfolio. Full disclosure, I liquidated like 70% of most of my portfolio to fund a short film. So
nice. That's also an investment, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if I did have a long-term portfolio, because right now it's just I'm just throwing options in the wind. I don't give a fuck. That's money I can live with.
Yeah.
Tech, but like you said, it's hard to find undervalued stocks. But when it comes to tech, I think biotech has a future. I think it has an extraordinary future. I think all like the Abbott and Pfizer plays are outplayed. I don't think there's going to be any room or movement towards that. That's different for J&J. But if you were to put your long-term money, I would say it's easy. It's not easy. It makes sense if you go towards biotech, and then there's the new rise of psychedelic futures. I think that's going to be a cannabis type event where everyone makes money and then it drops and they're like, what the fuck? And it just keeps dropping. So I don't think there's any future in psychedelics in the near term. And then also refinement.
So the psychedelics, you're just talking like, you're talking about shrooms, mostly like psilocybin, and because in DC they recently legalized that, didn't they?
Yep.
Is that for recreational use?
In my city too, in Denver.
No shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
They didn't legalize, it's decriminalized. So
decriminalize. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so if you're caught with it, more like sending you to
this is the same state that we have dispensaries on every corner like McDonald's, so you can go and buy some weed. So I imagine shrooms will be like that in the within the next 5 years.
That'd be interesting, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, I keep jostling my desk here.
Oh, you're fine. And I've always maintained that psychedelic futures, because someone in the chat is asking about psychedelic futures. I already know who it is, you fucker. It doesn't have a future without the pharma connection. And until government, and they have been releasing the reins on psychedelic research when it comes to like not just serotonin, but also pharmacological intervention when it comes to someone who has problems mentally. Until they release the reins on that and more studies coming out, I don't think psychedelics have a future in the market within the near term, of course. But I think the biggest thing is refinements, not just in oil or petroleum products, but also metals, because as you know, metals are becoming more and more scarce as time goes on. In the next 30 years, we're expected that most rare earth minerals will be not just minerals, but metals will be near depleted. So
are you saying there's a future in that? 'Cause supply and demand, prices are going to be high. High demand. That's what you're thinking.
So if you park your money now, and then we start to see not just shortage events, but also who the fuck is refining, not just nationally, but also company wise.
But what if just totally speculating here, but we have common materials that are used in a lot of different across a lot of different products, right? A lot of different similar metals and similar whatever
tin
materials. Sure, whatever. Don't you think with a depletion in natural, man, my brain's firing. What was I gonna say? A depletion in the Earth's natural resources would necessitate
cost of refinery to go up.
Yeah, but also like the creation of synthetic materials to replace the depleting materials that are going to be there. Because it's like at that point, everyone's going to be scrambling because if it's that bad where prices are going through the roof, somebody's going to have to undercut the market with some synthetic derivative of that material.
If that's even possible.
I'm totally shooting in the dark here.
So,
yeah, exactly. I don't know.
That synthetic alternative, as we see now, the only instances where they've produced the synthetic alternative to something like copper, to like gold, to like silver, it's only so stable that it only lasts like a few seconds before it collapses. And
really? That's interesting.
It's not lucrative. It won't be lucrative for quite some time. So
fascinating.
Yeah.
I want to look into that.
Yeah. So that's one thing to look into. I got to pee so bad. I will be right back. Can you entertain the chat for?
Oh, dude, yeah,
seconds? Okay.
absolutely. I can entertain chat. I'm gonna go old nerd on them really quick.
Okay.
All right, what's up, boys and girls? All right, so I have a list of stuff on the board here. Kind of a little bit nerdy financial topics, but I figure while I can, I might as well lecture you. Okay. If anybody who's watching right now has a brokerage account and is actively investing, could be trading, whatever, but they have a brokerage account where they have money in it and you've bought securities, all that jazz. If you do not have a Roth or a conventional IRA open, you're making a massive mistake. If you have a Roth IRA or a conventional IRA, you get tax benefits from each contribution to that account. And when it's in that account, you can trade tax-free. So if you want to trade but don't want to have to deal with taxes later, and maybe you're trading for your future anyway, like you're trading for retirement, which you probably should be doing, unless you really hit the jackpot and can buy a Lambo. All your trading and all your investing should be for your retirement, potentially, in my opinion. Then why not at least put your yearly contribution into an IRA or a Roth, which is like $5,000 or whatever, and then you can just trade your heart out. And if you make money, you don't have to pay taxes on it because it's in a tax protected account. So if you beautiful donuts have a brokerage account and you're actively trading and you're trading for your future, for your retirement, for money that you're going to reinvest for your retirement, whatever, as long as it's for your future, not trying to just make a quick buck and buy a Lambo or whatever, have a Roth or a conventional IRA, traditional IRA, then you can trade tax-free, baby. Why wouldn't you want to do that? There you go. There's my 2-minute lesson for you. I spent the 2 minutes just roasting you. So,
oh, sweet.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, sorry about that.
No, you're good. How dare you take a pee?
I just broke my vape. Sweet.
Yeah, the interesting thing about, in some of my videos I've brought it up, where there's this discrepancy among the general population of people who really want to YOLO their money and people who stick to like index funds or whatever. Yeah. And there's a large disparity between those two groups. And you can see that very prominently on YouTube a lot. A lot of people who are trying to get investing on YouTube, they talk about dividend investing. It's very palatable and digestible. They show their portfolio and they have a ton of stocks. But what they don't realize, a lot of people don't realize, is that when you're trying to diversify a portfolio by adding more positions, if you have one position, that's high risk, right? You add another stock to your portfolio, you've reduced risk quite a bit, and risk is typically defined as beta or like the standard deviation of your percent return. So basically how volatile your overall position is going to be. So the first position, really risky, very volatile. Second position reduces that volatility substantially. Third position reduces it a little bit, not quite as much as the previous one. And the fourth position reduces it even less. So it can be argued that between after you hit 10 stocks, any diversification.
Just
it's like so I'm talking about. I haven't had a beer in a week, and I have one beer, and I'm like
going to your brain. Yeah, ethanol is swirling. I know what you're saying though. I like it. It's pretty easy just to say you dilute after 10. So you dilute after that, the percentages substantially to that it could be detrimental. If you're trying to evade like your risk profile, looking something that makes your butthole pucker. It's like you know what I mean. Like so, but I don't want to interrupt you finishing your thought, but especially if you're young and you're trying to not just diversify, just to maintain whatever bit of wealth that you have, but also increase it over time, and doing it in like not just the ETF fashion, but building like a strong, this is my tech and cannabis stock portfolio, whatever the fuck. The more you hold it, and I kind of disagree with you, but I can't because it's personal. Like, how can I disagree with your personal trading strategy? But if you keep it like 80-20, the money that is sitting, especially if you're thinking about compound, the real growth happens when you add to the pool. So you kind of have to do that with speculative trades, and just keep adding on to the previous pile.
Sure. Okay. So,
but like in order to do that, you have to open up that percentage, especially when you see an opportunity.
Well, I think I'm not sure if you're getting exactly what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, with every consecutive,
did jump in when I
no, what I'm saying is, like, with every consecutive addition to a portfolio, you're mitigating risk less and less, but reducing return substantially. So after like 10 to 20 to 30 stocks, after that, every additional stock is reducing your potential return while barely reducing risk. So having concentrated portfolio is important, especially as a young person. And why I say 80-20, and you're right, if you can be successful, generally speaking, across time. Okay, actually, there's two reasons why I say 20. You're right when you say if you're successful, you're going to have more money that you can pool into your normal investments, or even do more trades to make more money to pool into your 80% of your investments.
Right.
That's great, but a lot of people, when they view trading, it's not like credit spreads, it's not like leaps or whatever. A lot of people view trading a lot more aggressively than they should, and generally speaking, they're just going to delete their 20%. And then then what are you going to do? You're going to pull money out of your bank account, throw it back in the 20% if you're feeling ballsy, and just repeat the cycle over and over. So the important thing of having a large majority of your money in long-term investments is that maybe you can actually add some funds and keep trying over and over again. But at least you have this huge portion of money, hopefully, a large portion of your net worth, that's just chug-a-lugging the entire time you're scrambling over there. And then another reason I say 80-20 is not necessarily because it's the best. I just think in general, across a large population, it would serve well, because maybe for some people 50-50 is great because they do mostly leaps, when leaps are like, they're awesome, cash cure puts, covered calls, whatever, credit spreads. But if people hear 50-50 all the time, 50-50 is a good way to divide up your portfolio. They're going to take the other 50% of your their portfolio, and they're going to faggy D it, and they're going to delete it. So not necessarily like 80-20 is the rule. You have to determine how intelligent you are and how you can handle your risk and all that. But generally, across a large population, 80-20 is not that bad. If you lose 20%, hopefully you can make it up with your 80%.
I mean, even within retirement accounts, you could select like a tiered list of like aggressive or moderate or safe. And
sorry, I'm go ahead.
No, you're fine. But like, it's the reason why I bring that up, and it goes back to the Wall Street bets. I don't think I don't know what the numbers are, but there's a reason why meme stocks are called meme stocks. This is it's similar to the internet bubble of 1999 through 2001.
Sure,
and then
its own flavor.
Yeah, it's its own flavor. So like, and I've told a lot of people that this is the time to make your fucking bones. So it's like, it could be.
That's a good point. Yeah, sure.
It could be time. This could be the time for an indeterminate amount of period until the next flash crash happens or whatever the fuck, right? So it's like, if you're in a time where meme stocks are a thing and growth is there to be had, then maybe you want to upset your safe growth portfolio.
Sure. Okay.
Just in the short term, and that's foregoing, like, let's say your safe growth portfolio is just 10 stocks, and then if you add more to that, you dilute it, and then you're fucking up on your return. Instead of diluting it, you could take that money that you want to add to the safe portfolio and put it into something that, it could be a meme stock, it could be something that you believe in and did your theses on. It could be a collection of things in which you did your theses on, and you believe there will be some market event in the near future.
Okay,
a lot of people did that with,
what I would say to that is maybe, but like you also have to self-reflect and gone like, okay, you personally, like, what have you done with your trades over the past few years, and like, have you actually made money? Like for most people, no, because when they're trying to do speculative plays, they always get boned. And even with GameStop, you're trying to make a speculative play. To the upside, pretty risky because it's very volatile. To the downside, especially risky because if you buy puts on something like GameStop, if it goes as it goes down, you will get IV crushed because implied volatility is only increasing as GameStop is increasing because that's where the demand for options are, is to the upside. Yeah. So it's like, so people, even when things seem obvious, there are traps that will get the general populace kind of screwed over. And some people, maybe a good portion of the general, if you look at a normal distribution of the population, maybe the 30% or 40%, probably less than that, probably 30% or less are making money, but that still leaves odds against you. So if you're really desperate in a way that you can still risk money and not kill yourself after you lose it, then absolutely, now's probably a good time because there's shit popping off all over the place. It's the least boring market you can possibly be in. Right. But also, you have to self-reflect and be honest with yourself. Like, if I lose this, am I going to jump off a cliff? So it's kind of like a little bit of both.
Of course, never put money down that you need to pay rent with.
Right. That's what I mean. Of course, but then you see people
don't do what I do.
Don't follow a tar. The love of God. Seriously. No, yeah. But it's like,
that's a solid point across the board, and that's why your channel is the way. See, but let me ask you this retarded question, right?
Okay.
You get more and more people learning about these things. More and more people learning how to take advantage of these things, and then that 30 to 40% increases in pool, and now everybody's making money. Which isn't that what the stock market's about?
Yeah, but then you say, okay, now we're gonna go debate territory. I think we're in debate.
Yeah.
What about what about when all the hedgies figure out how to close the gap in that inefficiency? Then we're all
doing it.
Yeah. You're making me tempted. I'm gonna go out tomorrow and buy some faggy D's on GameStop.
Do it, dude. You might. I mean,
I already did.
20% up.
That was a saving grace of my position because I got in GameStop towards the beginning, rode it all the way up, and at the peak I was just stupid. I was up a lot of money. I don't know, 50 to 70. I rode it all the way back down. I think I sold my position. I was like, I'm done. I gotta move on from this. And I was like, you know what? I bought a small position, and then I bought some 800 strike calls, like quite a few of those.
Woo.
Made like 15 grand off of it. So you're right in that sense. Like it's pretty easy money. You just got to be less retarded than everybody else, I guess. You got to be less retarded than me because I gave up like 50 to 70K. But again, I'm not really a meme stock kind of guy. That's like the one time in a long time that I've ever done anything kind of memey like that. So it's kind of like I don't know. But not my expertise.
With those profits, now you have more potential for that. For the growth stock.
Sure, yeah. I mean, yeah.
So
that, and if I think people, if they want to take profits and throw it at GameStop or whatever, have at it. That's free money basically. I mean, if you didn't make 2% a year, if you made a better return than that, it's free money.
But I mean, prior to the GameStop event, these meme stocks were everywhere. You had Purple, you had, you know what I mean? Like that's, I think it will continue to be in that fashion.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's gonna just
keep going?
Amplify, and then at some point hit some sort of head of some kind, eventually it's just gonna get, I don't know.
I think foreign markets are looking in, and that and I kind of, people have been pointing out weird things in my previous videos that have pointed out like you did say that, and it's like, yeah, I did, but as a joke. And it's not a good thing that it's becoming adjacent to true or parallel to truth,
right?
So it's, as soon as the foreign markets start looking into what's happening, I think there's So
I bet the foreign markets are definitely looking at what's happening right now. I bet honestly, I think a lot of short sellers are creaming their jorts right now because what Wall Street bets thinks is an upcoming short squeeze is probably. I just think a lot of people are selling short and they can handle those positions, are willing to add to those positions to meet margin calls, whatever, in order to capitalize on the upcoming inevitable downward move. God bless it if it goes to $1,000 per share. But I figure with the low short interest, but also, I don't know. I guess that's my thought.
The story's done.
Yeah, the story's done, and I think short sellers are drooling right now. They weren't drooling before; they were crying, they were shitting themselves, like Citron Research. Now I think they're drooling.
I don't even think that was the case either. I think they were initially, like within the first like 3 to 5 days, but thereafter, there's a lot of data to suggest otherwise. Yeah. So
what do you mean?
Like I said, hedge funds won out.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And they won out earlier on than most people think.
Yeah. No, I think it's more like proprietary traders or whatever that are, or even just individual retail traders that are drooling over short selling if they can even do it on their brokerage.
Exactly. There's that too. Yeah.
Yep. Pretty wild though. I mean, what a spectator sport. It was fun. Yeah, it was really fun. I was dying laughing. Like I woke up one morning, it's just so fun. I was like tweeting the entire time, and I like woke up one morning, it's 10 a.m. I was like cracked the beer. Like this is just the best entertainment you can possibly have.
Bro, when all that shit was happening, I was in Discord. With a bunch of people, and we were watching it. Like I was like, why are all these people in it? Oh.
Because they're just like,
and everyone, even I'm talking about socialists. I'm talking about like people that are.
It brought people together.
Exactly, dude. It brought people together just for a couple days, man.
Yeah,
That's a beautiful thing. I don't care about everything else surrounding it. That's what's most important.
And that's kind of the beautiful thing about Wall Street bets too. You know, I don't know. I haven't really looked at it too much after, grew so much, but. There's no politics going on in there whatsoever. As far as I can see, it's not popularized there at all. Everyone seems like the exact same person, That's what's so great about it. And that's why it seems cultish, but you have to it's a fine line between actually being cultish and being funny, Yeah,
and being funny for being cultish. It's post.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Word on itself
Indefinitely.
Yeah. I guess that's enough. That's enough GME. Talk.
Yeah, sure. We could. Yeah, probably. Beating a dead horse here.
Yeah, exactly. What else? Because going back, you look at your chalkboard. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll look at the chalkboard. They're all kind of, I don't know. See, we talked about that one and one.
Okay, so
and that one. Wow, I think we talked about all of them.
So.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, but what platform do you use specifically to look at like? Charts, trends, and
I think as TD Ameritrade primarily, so Thinkorswim. I think I've used that pretty much for forever, no matter what I was doing.
Same.
Webull, I use them a little bit. I like their charting and stuff. It's kind of nice, but they just don't have all the indicators that you'd want, and also their UI. I've come to realize after using it quite a bit is a little janky. Some things are just a little whack. So it's just TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim, and that's also like here in the future I'll be doing. Some live stream. This is a nice warm-up session in live streams. So I'll be doing live streams just with a brokerage account, doing some more speculative trading and stuff, and we do that on TD Ameritrade. Yeah.
So real money on the line, and everyone.
Real money, yeah.
Yeah.
20%.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Right now, my long-term investments are with M1 because I was just sick of having it all mingled up with my speculative plays because I just sell positions and buy positions kind of.
And then you look at your speculative trades and you're like. Or your shit that's sitting and you're like, I can't fund this other thing I'm thinking about.
Yeah, exactly. Sell. Just take a little from there. And just put it over
I got that problem. I got no fucking self-control. I'm just like,
I'm impulsive. Yeah, exactly. No, that's how I feel a lot too. Like that's probably why I got in the GameStop shit. Yeah. And people think, because I make nice, clean YouTube videos that I'm not.
That you're not a degenerate like me.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm low-key degenerate. Like it's hard. I'm very impulsive, and that's. And while GameStop was the tits, I'm sorry, back on GameStop again. But I literally, I do not want to end up selling positions and throwing 30K at a stock again because it's just like, dear God, it's just too taxing. Is that your
heartbeat? First to be human is asking which platform is best for your average construction worker. You already know the answer to that. It's Robinhood.
Yeah. From a UI perspective, it depends what you're. Actually, not really.
It is.
Robinhood's pretty.
It's pretty.
It's pretty, and it's functional for most things outside of day trading and stuff like that. And the massive move out of Robinhood is, besides Robinhood being a little bit soft, pussyfooting a little bit, is that move out of Robinhood slightly unjustified.
Right.
So if people want to use it, it's just a brokerage. That's the thing is people align with it so hard and they get super pissed if you still use Robinhood or whatever. use whatever you want. It's just a brokerage. It doesn't matter. And if them pausing GameStop bothered you a lot, then just leave. But don't make other people feel like shit for using a brokerage. It's a brokerage, for crying out loud.
Even if they did fuck everyone over, maybe there's some more cheat codes to find, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Infinite money, bitch.
Michael Hamilton asked a while ago if we can reiterate crypto. He wasn't here, so we both don't have too many strong opinions on crypto. So there aren't much thoughts to add to that. Sorry.
Do you own any crypto?
Yeah. No.
Okay. No.
I just filed my taxes. No, I don't. No.
Oh, okay. Me neither.
Yeah. No one does. According to y'all motherfuckers. Suit and tie wearing motherfuckers. I think that was all the super chats.
All right.
To ask questions. So what is next?
What's the deal with NFTs? Do you know what those are? They're are they just digital assets that people can sell for just to have it in full res or whatever?
So it's
what is that? Is that like a stock photo website equivalent? Like I don't get it.
So it has like a string of code attached to it that makes it non-fungible. So it's authentic as it stands now, even if you download the picture itself and you have the JPEG manifest or whatever, it doesn't count because there is a token associated with it. And I'm learning as it stands now because I'm making current NFTs right now just to learn about it. I don't know anything about it, so I'm making stuff from my own videos and then from my own art, and then trying to just figure out what the fuck it all is. To me, as it stands now, I don't think it's all that crazy. I think it's another tool to basically launder money. What has the art world been about other than money? So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why do rich people buy art?
Wait a second.
To launder money. So it's like now it's
coming
more
together
decentralized. I guess that's a good thing. Now the average person can launder some money through some NFTs. But
good to know.
Yeah,
I'll keep that in mind. So, but like, what's okay? First of all, what does fungible mean? And second of all, like, why does it matter that it's valid? You know, what does that do?
It matters that it's valid because of the price point that you set it as to sell it.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So it's like, and that's probably not the best way to explain it, but
okay.
It matters because it's of its resale value within the chain itself, I believe. Like I said, I don't know too much about it.
Is it like attributed? I know you don't know everything about it, but like, is it attributed value because it has a certain whatever baked inside of it? People are like, that's the original, that's the one, that's why it's valuable. Copies are gay.
I would say sign value, not to bring up Baudrillard, but it's sign value in the sense that it's like, why is Supreme worth so much? Because of the brand. And then you take that same concept and add it to the piece of work. It matters so much because it costs so much because of what people think it costs so much, what the sign value is, what the signage value attached to it is. So it's like, if the marketplace gives it a certain price point in the crypto chain, then that is the price point, and then you can sell it as such. So
okay, so wait, so there's something I didn't know. Is it part of blockchain or the crypto chain or whatever?
Yeah, I think so. People think it's more of like a temporal chain, not the blockchain. I don't understand that either, but for the sake of conversation, blockchain. Yeah.
Sure. Sick. Okay.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay, I'm gonna get into that with my own NFT.
Exactly. You should. Everyone should, just to test it out and saturate the market to make it bullshit. But anyways,
you heard it here first.
Blockchain meets PDF.
That's exactly what it is, dude.
Yeah. It's a 1-to-1 original copy. People can copy it or whatever, but the copies are worthless. So it's a 1-to-1. Kind of like what I was saying. Like, it's non-fungible in the sense that as soon as I validate it within the chain, within the thing itself, like the system, the network.
Okay.
There it is.
So it's just like a digital reflection of reality, where you have artwork that copies suck, and if you have the real thing, it's legit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's weird. Okay.
Weird as fuck. But
Interesting. I like it. It's a layer deep into the. Okay.
But I mean, for time and time again, people are excited about it because for decades, like artists have been just making shit money. So now it's like it gives them the opportunity and the platform in which they can make. Oh,
sorry, I'm still here.
Oh, that GH5 is tripping out.
Yeah, here. I'm actually running off. Keep.
Experiencing some technical difficulties, folk. Sweet, you're back on.
Let's roll, baby. Okay, what were you saying?
I don't know. I've just been reading the chat. Someone says it's basically between owning the Mona Lisa and owning the exact replica of Mona Lisa. I don't think that's. Yeah, but
sorry.
But in sentiment, like you could still download the JPEG and the manifest and then create it. Like I think there's a lot of opportunity for copying and saying it's yours and then selling it as an NFT. In fact, that's already happened with my work, unfortunately.
Really?
Yeah, I saw a couple of things that from my videos on.
Oh, that sucks. That's not a good feeling.
Yeah, that's why I'm making some. So.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I saw that TikTok was cutting my videos and then selling merch off my name. So.
Are you serious? Well, it's a good sign, right?
Just a part of the
game. That means you're something. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing it. So
yes, yes.
That sucks, though. That's really annoying.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I don't know. Keep making better content. People always try to mooch or like imitate or whatever. It's the OG. You're non-fungible.
But I'm curious because I noticed when I started and where I'm at now, there's a lot of people, the clout chasers, the people that steal your work and all that. Have you experienced any of that? People stealing your work and not just posting it as themselves or as their own, but making money off your name.
I don't know. Like a while back, I don't know how I got there. I honestly can't remember the details, but I saw a video of mine, and I don't think it was an embed. I think it was actually just like an actual MP4 that they embedded. It wasn't like just linked to my YouTube channel or whatever.
They ripped it and then embedded it.
Yeah, and it was on some website or something. But besides that, not really. All the YouTube bots are really pissing me off. I spend a lot of time actually reporting those guys. Because they have my name. It's like I have my name and they look like me and whatever. And people, obviously, most people go just piss off because I'm not stupid. I know it's a bot, but some people actually fall for it. I get emails of people going, "I fell for it, dude. Like I thought." Are you serious? Yeah. And so I'm like, I have like this moral obligation to go through and report all these.
Shit, dude. Because I started seeing those like 2 weeks ago, bro.
Oh really?
Yeah.
On your channel?
It's been relatively new. Like people posing as a tar with my thumbnail and saying,
"Yeah, welcome to hell."
Yeah, damn, dude, that's terrible.
Yeah, it's really annoying. You would think it wouldn't be too hard to like solve that kind of problem. Maybe just someone with the exact same name cannot comment on the person's video. I don't know.
Are you verified?
I don't know. How do you get verified? I didn't know that was a thing.
I don't think you're verified. I think that's the number one thing. No one can take your name and then use your thumbnail.
But, oh wow, okay, I'll look into that. I would pay.
You should be already verified. You're at 300K.
I know. Well, I didn't even get my whatever it was, silver play button for 100K.
Oh, what the fuck? I was waiting for that because I'm gonna shoot at it. I'm gonna put some thermite on it. And
that's what my friend said. He's like, "Let's shoot that thing when it comes." I never got it.
Yeah, you're in Idaho. I get that.
Yeah,
you guys are trigger happy out there.
Yeah.
YJM asks Adam, any plans for more videos shot in the tub?
Oh man, I will subscribe to my OnlyFans. There you go. I want to do. I was hoping to do like a recap of the GME video, like part 2, for when all this dies out. That's what I'm gonna do. You probably see me in the tub in that one.
Sweet. I'm looking forward to that. I've been asking the same question, honestly. I don't know if, I won't post the DMs, but I'm just asking like naked video when.
Yeah, send nude.
When
now.
are you gonna be nude?
That video was fun to make. For some reason, it just like all of a sudden, like the idea struck me. I was like, oh man, I gotta do this. That was super fun. That was my favorite video I've ever made.
Same. That's why I used it as a thumbnail. So
Yeah. Yeah, sex sells, I guess, huh?
it sure does. Should Atar? I'm not even gonna. First to be human. I don't like merch. Do you sell merch, Adam?
I sell. Yeah, Eric, my twin brother, makes some merch. I was like, hey man, if you make merch, you can have all the money that comes from it. And he's like, sweet. So he makes some merch and sells it on the channel.
Oh fuck yeah. Okay.
That's about it. Yeah. I mean, some guys reached out to me and. Yeah, that's the merch I sell. I try not to cram like commercials down people's throat too hard, but
Same.
also at the end of the day, I kind of want to make some extra cheddar. So
I get that.
toss it in a real way without being like, check out this super cool T-shirt from, you know.
I get that. For me, I'm so temperamentally, I'm like nothing. I won't if it has nothing to do with the video. I'm not gonna say anything, and I do not host ads or anything on my shit, and I won't.
Yeah, that's what I did for, well, basically from the beginning until a few months ago, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe a couple in between, but I was like, I hate it because it kind of ruins the content a little
bit,
and that kind of sucks. But if something's good, it hurts. It does. It hurts.
Yeah.
But if something's good, like. These guys reached out to me. They have these like sick little pins that have diamond hands, like Wall Street Bets guy that you can pin on your shirt or whatever.
Same motherfucker.
I like, looks dope. I'm
same motherfucker hit me up, dude.
You're joking.
No,
these guys telling me, oh no,
dude, those fucking guys are everywhere, man. They're everywhere.
Shit.
They want to sell just merch on your name. I fucking.
I'm pissed. I'm gonna make money off them, but I'm pissed.
Hey, make your bones, sweetie. I don't care. No one cares.
Damn, but I think they're being a little.
People
when did they reach out to you?
Well, to be honest, there are plenty of vendors.
Oh yeah,
sure.
Yeah, it could have been anybody.
It might not have been your guys, but it might have been the same, like relatively the same guys that have sell the same kind of thing or whatever the fuck. Who knows? So that's dude. There's cloud tokens, man. Everybody's trying to make money.
It's true, and it's annoying as soon as like. You know, before this YouTube channel, I was absolutely nobody. Nobody gave a shit about me. Like, I was just a hole in the wall.
Same.
And then all of a sudden, you have a YouTube channel, and everyone's like, we would love to partner with you, and we cannot wait to whatever. And it's like, I ignore 99% of those emails. Like, shut up.
Same. I get so many of them. It's stupid. And this is with my, like, small-ass channel. It's just...
Yeah,
I don't
they cannot... Give me some of your money. Let me in. It's like, chill out.
Can I get... Just 10,000 views. That's all I need to make back on my investment.
Coke addicts. Yeah. God damn.
Yeah, and it's
they thirsty.
Seriously. And you know, my content, as you can see, I hate saying content too. It's like I release it like once every month, and then since American Lies, like once every 3 months, unfortunately. And I will be damned if I put an advertiser ad on something that I put fucking months into. You know what I mean?
Are you serious? You're not gonna throw an ad at the beginning?
No.
Dude, that's savage, bro. I mean, I guess I respect it, but at the same time, I'm like, that's kind of dumb.
It is kind of dumb. It's like, why do you hate money? Why do you fucking hate money?
I know it's because it tarnishes it devalidates the work, kind of.
Not only that, it's like, if you're thinking about it, a lot of marketers thinking about brand, right? So it's like, okay, if your brand is such that you follow in line that everyone is doing the same thing, posting ads on their channel, then you miss out on potential opportunities in the future. Especially me being the filmmaker, I want VC funding in the future. I want to shoot a feature at some point.
Sure. Yeah.
Now, will that person that's willing to seed capital looks at my shit and realizes I'm just doing the same as every other YouTuber?
It's a potential, and I think from your perspective, not putting an ad might be more reasonable because you have aspirations that go beyond just posting videos on YouTube, right?
Exactly.
So I can definitely see that. But at the same time, like towards the beginning, I was talking to Eric, and I was like, I just can't do ads, dude. I was like, I can't do them. They're so painful. Like, how do I sell shit for people? I don't want to be some sort of sellout. This is gross.
And he just told you, shut the fuck up, make that money.
Yeah. Oh, basically, he's like people on YouTube who watch YouTube. I know you're talking about someone else than just a common YouTube viewer, but people who watch YouTube are super forgiving because they know you need to make some cheddar. Like, this is how you do it, and you're gonna make more content if you make some cheddar. And the only time they're gonna get annoyed is if you have a 5-minute integration. Like they put up with Linus Tech Tips, who has like 13 million subscribers. Maybe not that much. That's overdoing it. But a lot, millions of subscribers, and he has massive integrations in his videos, and he's making tons of money off of it. And people put up with it because they can just skip right through it. And I think someone who's interested in trying to hire somebody for their work will look at the content of the work and will not look at the context. So that's my personal opinion. If I were hiring, I'd be like, an ad would not put me off. I'd want to see what kind of shit this guy can do. You know, that's what I think.
That makes a lot of sense. And the common viewer is just skipping through it. Let's be honest.
They are, yeah, absolutely. There's a few that don't. Honestly, this conversation makes me kind of sick that I even mentioned those pins in the last one. But they're whatever.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, gotta make your cheddar.
Gotta make your cheddar, I guess. And I mean, I'm gonna wear the thing, so it's actually nice. That's the thing. I'm not gonna sell something that's stupid.
Yeah, exactly. As long as it makes sense and like, because I've had plenty of things come my way, and I'm like, yeah, I might do that. But no, because my principle, my stupid little thing, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not, just on principle, no. But it's like, my principles are literally losing me out on money, and I don't necessarily care, unfortunately.
Suit yourself.
Yeah,
I think you're the guy who's hunting for a video editor or whatever, filmmaker, probably has YouTube Premium and won't see that you have an ad.
Exactly.
But, also suit yourself, You have bigger aspirations than I do.
Exactly. And it's completely different from your shit. And I'm like,
exactly.
Why isn't more ads on InTheMoney's channel? He needs to make his...
Yeah, he needs to sell me more shit. Yeah. All right, more ads. You got it, boss. I'm good.
Do it, dude. I'm going to... Those dudes that hit me up, I'm going to be like, this guy, Adam... He's great.
Yeah, you're gonna send them all my way.
So much.
My inbox is just gonna be full of like money opportunity. Want to advertise with you? Want to make you money?
Yeah, I'll just put it your direction. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks a bunch. I'm your junk email box, basically.
I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that to you. Only the real people. Only the people that are like, I gave you the money. Where's it at? And then a week later they break your kneecaps. Yeah. That's a different form of marketer.
I'm like, I put it all in NFTs, dude. I promise it's good.
Just wait a month. No.
Yeah, they're like, listen up, man. Is that shit non-fungible? Better be non-fungible.
Oh shit. So I don't know how long you wanted to talk for, but
shit.
I think we can kick it for a little bit.
Sure, I'm down.
Sweet.
Time is at 5:44. Yeah, whenever it dies down, whatever.
What is it at? What are these?
I don't know. I can't.
What's the numbers at? I can't see it from my end.
Hour 36. If you won't die for your principles, are they really even principles? Good point.
I mean, is it Braveheart at the end where you're screaming freedom? No. But it's something. Charbel is asking me, ask him about Monkey. I never wanted to switch this conversation into politics. And you're probably thinking like, why does Monkey mean politics, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. So Monkey is like super libertarian. So it's like return to your base form. Basically become the primate that you are.
Okay. I've seen that in meme form, but I didn't realize it was kind of political. Okay.
I mean, I can't help but like every time I've taken have you taken the stupid political compass test where it's like
I have. Yeah, a while ago.
Yeah.
Don't remember where I landed though. Probably somewhere moderate.
Every time it tells me I'm a monkey, so that's the joke. So it's like super down on the libertarian. So
gotcha.
It's like just become a monkey.
Does it test like That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't strike. You're definitely not the political type, I imagine. Yeah. Unfortunately,
go ahead.
A lot of people on my Discord are in this chat, so they're asking me fucking political questions because
listen, man, if I have an entry, if political things I'll have thoughts on. I don't align with anything necessarily.
Same.
Like hard politically, but if I have thoughts on stuff.
So you're telling me you don't align with Monkey?
Wait, wait, wait a second.
You
This
said,
is a setup. You're trying to
moderate.
cancel me.
Yeah. No, it's like politics literally poisons everything, and I don't want it to infect every single conversation ever. Unfortunately, it kind of does.
Yeah,
in the online scape.
Well,
and
that's
I wish it wasn't like that.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of my problem with. No offense to people watching, but people in general, is that me, I guess I'm in the middle somewhere. Like I just have different thoughts on different things, and I just don't align politically super hard because I don't think about myself as a political person. So like if someone says something I think is dumb, I'll say that's stupid, and here's why.
Right.
But the problem is when I do that, like people automatically assign me to one quadrant of the political compass. And that's so annoying. I've lost a lot of friends that way where, I said something that maybe just hit them the wrong way or was a little rough around the edges or whatever, and they just ghost me because they assume like I'm super right-leaning or I'm super left-leaning. They automatically polarize me. It's weird. People are pretty uptight about their politics, and they'll X you as soon as they think you're on the opposite spectrum.
They're looking for those key words as soon as you say personal responsibility or community. Like, oh shit, he's a lefty. Oh shit, he's a righty. Like,
or have you heard of Jordan Peterson?
Yeah, that too, man. Oof. And I did a video on Jordan Peterson.
I saw that. Yeah,
I
watched that one. Yeah,
it's so many people were just like, they don't understand. Like, they're like, oh, he doesn't like him, or oh, he does like him. So they're trying to put me in a box based on one video where I
noticed that.
Yeah, it's like, can we not speak with like nuance and inquisition almost like let's question this thing.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, watching that video, I was kind of thinking about, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but kind of the narration of the video was reflective of the stuff you were criticizing at the same time, and also it was it just is nuance. Just because you're maybe criticizing in a literal
it's like direct, almost like maybe if I'm criticizing the thing itself, but not so much because everything's surrounding it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, people beating in box, that's just stupid. I enjoyed that video thoroughly, and there's stuff that JP says that I find, reasonable and good and probably helps some people, and there's some stuff he says I find is super stupid. It's
just like everyone, man.
We're
human.
No, he's
allow
unique,
us to be messy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Unfortunately, but when you do become like a public figure, things are lauded upon you that you just can't. That is what it means to be a public figure. You have to face the brunt of all your actions and consequences and the things you say. But unfortunately, people look, like you said, they look for those keywords. Even people in your personal life, they look for those keywords. They look for the things that you say, and they categorize you, and then they dismiss you because they don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, it's true, and it happens with people that, at least for me personally, that I've been like pretty good friends with for a while. But if I just say the wrong thing, like bordering like friendship, acquaintanceship, whatever, we hang out from time to time. For quite a long while. I've had friends for a couple years like that, and then I say the wrong thing that hits them the wrong way, and I'm out. I'm no longer in the cool, Yeah, it's weird.
And that's a shame. Anyway, it didn't used to be like that. It really
I can't remember. How old are you?
24. 25.
I'm 25 too. Nice catch.
I just turned 25 like a few days ago. So.
Oh, cool. Yeah, Happy belated birthday.
Thanks, man.
Okay, I'm gonna answer this question. This guy, David, $5 says, do you have any other forms of income besides the stock market? Should I rely on the market for income? So one of my recent videos where I was talking about some criticisms I have towards the investing and trading community online. One of the criticisms was towards people who say like subscribe to learn how to make a living off trading or whatever. My argument was basically it's impossible unless you have a large amount of capital to play with. That way, small percentage returns equals a large dollar amount. Right. So I said that, and then I also said, but when it comes to trading and investing, there's different ways to monetize it. Like the memes are totally monetizable as long as you're making your own memes and not ripping someone else off. Like I said, throw it on an Etsy cup and sell it. You can monetize trading and investing in memes or talk about it through an educational way like I do, whatever. But as far as it comes to making income from the stock market, you should not rely on that as your income, especially not through dividend investing. That's a scam in my opinion. You can check my channel for the video on that. But the market should not be your income because it's inconsistent and you probably do not have the funds to actually generate a livable income off of. That said, there's other ways to monetize it. And when you say, do you have any other forms of income besides the stock market? I monetize my life based off of talking about the stock market. I'm not a scam artist who says, follow me and I'll teach you how to make a living. I make a living just talking about it. And it's a pretty dope position, but I'm not gonna say that I make a living trading. It's borderline impossible. You can make extra money, absolutely, but to make a living.
I mean, you communicated that in your 10 tips, or not 10 tips, 10 things I don't like about trading culture, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
It's something like that. It's like, it's not those people that are selling courses on how to make it your income. They're
Don't
selling courses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's right there in the pudding. Like,
exactly. Yeah. You're staring it in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people ask why I don't make a course. And I'm like, dude, are you joking? Why would I make a course? I'm already in a stupid position where I get paid money to make these videos.
Yeah.
Why would I try to squeeze out an extra penny or two out of my viewers? I want people to watch my shit for free. And I make money, you get knowledge, right? It's a win-win. That's how it should go. So people who sell courses can get out of here, in my opinion.
Nice. I like that. I like what you just said. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's why I have you on and not someone else. Like, it's literally selling courses. Because like I said earlier, what you do is, I think, important because you don't do the obvious monetization of it. Like, click the link below and get access to whatever the fuck else I'm going to say next. No, you just say it.
Yeah.
You know,
that's like it's a gradient. Like, you have a problem with monetizing in general. I will monetize, but have a problem with doing courses or coming across scummy. Other people will be scummy and sell courses, no problem. It doesn't affect their conscience whatsoever. Yeah. And not only when you go to that side of the spectrum, not only is it kind of shitty because they're just robbing you of your money in general, because they could give the knowledge and still make money
for free information.
Yeah, for free and money, they can make money doing that. But they also I guess this is a personality type. They come across like a scummy salesman. They're always like, real estate invest, not even just ads before my YouTube videos, but actually some popular YouTubers that I'm not going to bring up, obviously. But retail investing is so great, and now's the time to get into it, guys. You got to get that kind of conversation. It's just it's cancer, and they're just selling you a lie. I guess I don't know. Maybe not a lie, but they're trying to sell you something. Kind of lost my train of thought there, to be honest. But
it is a lie.
Yeah.
And I've seen it so much now. I've seen it just crop the fuck up. I've seen everyone do it. It's
people with like millions of subs are
yeah.
It's like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, they saw the recent shit and they're just hopping on. Like, it's gross.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It is gross.
You won't say it, but I will. It's gross. It's predatory.
Sure,
and,
I'll say it. I'll agree with that. 100%.
Okay, good. Yeah. That's because you're not selling anything.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm talking to you, not somebody else, to be honest, is because most other people on YouTube kind of grind my gears a little bit.
Especially with their wet pool noodle personalities, as I've said.
Yeah,
previous conversations we've had. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, have you reached out? I'm not going to ask for names, obviously, but have you reached out to other people? Okay. And have you spoken with them?
I have.
And they're just limp noodles.
Boring. Just fucking like. So
what a shame.
Let's talk about this little plan I have, and let's gear it towards this thing I'm selling. Essentially, that's what it is.
Okay, well, that doesn't sound like a chill time.
And I'm just like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to ask you about something. Like, let's make it public, but that's it. Yeah. I don't know. It's I'm generally like pretty abrasive when I talk to people, especially the people that I think that are
stupid or wrong or opposite of you.
Yeah, no, not even that. Like, I'm stupid.
I was wildly guessing.
Don't get me wrong. Okay. I'm retarded. I'm retarded, but in a special way. Like, I'm retarded because I will admit that I'm wrong or admit that I'm ignorant on something. These people will take their ignorance that they won't admit and sell it as a speculation in the after thing. Like, well, behind the scenes, if you pay $20 a month, you can hear me muse about the certain thing, right? There is that too, especially if you do question them. Like, what are you about? And will you do it in a public setting, in a live format? And they will generally cop out and say, like, well, if you design it in the way that I find agreeable, we'll do it.
Right, and you know what that says is, like, Well, one, they haven't been honest the entire time that they've been in a public figure.
Yep.
And I guess along the same vein, they're hiding something.
Yep.
Because if you're going to be if you're going to be live, that's pressure. And if someone asks you a question that's a damning question and you can't answer it, see you later.
Yep. Exactly.
So yeah, those people are be wary of them, and they're everywhere.
Everywhere. Because everyone's clout chasing.
Yep.
I didn't realize that until recently, like literally in the past like 2 weeks. I had a couple of people slated for this podcast, Scotch Hours, whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
The terms. Oh shit. He went out. What happened?
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, they changed the terms. Sorry, cut out for a second.
Sorry, yeah, you froze. There we go. Okay. They changed the terms last second because they tried to make a deal out of it. And then I mentioned that to people that were in my personal circle, and I was like, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
And they literally told me, like, this is the game now. Like, this is how people communicate. There is deals and terms in the conversations that we're having just now. Like, right now.
When you say someone was, like, wanting a deal, they're like... money was involved. That's what they're trying to do. Like
money, or you have to do it in this fashion.
Oh man, that's ridiculous, dude.
So
that's
many
like
people.
and like, is that kind of for you? Was that exclusive in the finance realm of things?
No, it was across the board because I reached out to a lot of different people, mostly finance. I will say mostly finance, but I reached out to a lot of different people.
It's like, damn, in my opinion, I think if you want to make money and be happy, you has to come from the heart. And so if those people are happy doing that, that means their heart is literally a rotting sack of shit.
Exactly, dude. Man.
Yeah,
that's 100%. I think that's what it is. Like they don't view this as like, I'm talking to you as a human. Like let's fucking shoot the shit in public.
Sure, why not? And you don't see that a lot. You know, even with two things. Actually, I forgot the first one, and I'm about to forget the second one. Hold on.
I feel you. I'm forgetting shit as I say it.
There's a total. Maybe it's just a personality thing, and like I could tell that with this stream we were gonna vibe just from watching your videos and stuff. But even the streams that aren't. Oh, man, I don't know what to say. I don't know if I can get it out.
I think I know what you're saying because like. Someone said it in the chat a little bit. They're mentioning one name specifically, but it's like it's kind of obvious what is going on with the conversation or with what is happening for what you're seeing in the video. Mm-hmm. It's not just designed. There's like a
so you're
coordinated.
Like too.
It's a what you're seeing isn't just a conversation. There's externalities to it, added onto it. And full disclosure, before we started this, I asked you, what do you want to not talk about? What should I not ask you? And you're like, shit, I don't know. You're gonna cancel me? You know what I mean? Like that's it. That's like, so it's like, that's how it should be. That's what is genuine and natural, and that's what's progressive in the sense of like how do you start this thing? And, you know what I mean? Anyways.
Yeah, no, it's so true. Like, I feel like with most people who go live, they're scared they're going to get asked the hard question or something like that. And if like, that just means they're insecure or they're hiding something. They're insecure because they can't say like, I don't know and I just can't answer that question. Yeah. Or they're hiding something and they don't want to get canceled. Right. But also, I think kind of my previous point was there's not enough shooting the shit going on. There's shooting the shit where people come together and do live streams or whatever. And it's just kind of a group of guys trying to one-up each other intellectually. That's what I've seen anyway from my perspective on YouTube, particularly. Yeah. Like people kind of trying to one-up each other or talk like ultra nerdy. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain from my perspective.
The debaters, the fucking I don't know if that's exactly what you're talking about, but the debate sphere in YouTube. Yeah, sure. It's just too high. It's above the shoulders mustard shit. I like sitting down, having a drink, and shooting the shit. I think that needs to happen. It needs to happen a lot more, and at least from my perspective, in the finance side of YouTube, that doesn't happen at all. People are scamming in their videos. It doesn't come from the heart. People in their live streams are talking about technical analysis, even though half of the time it's like you can't. Here's the deal. There you go. Adam's on his third beer. With technical analysis,
there's legitimacy, in my opinion, as far as I can tell from my experience mostly. There's legitimacy in technical analysis in some scenarios. Higher highs, higher lows, obviously uptrending, whatever. You're trying to find a trend as soon as possible. It's hurting behavior that you try to capitalize as soon as possible before other people do. All that.
The cup. I'm looking for the cup formation.
Yeah, that shit bothers. Everyone says a cup and handle's forming. This is forming. Whatever. They see shit all the time, and when I see people on YouTube doing live streams breaking down technical analysis, everything has a meaning. If it bounced into the close, it has a meaning. If it bounced, if it was green into close, it had a meaning. If it went up for a little bit and then down slightly, it has a meaning. Not everything has a meaning because it's literally millions and millions and millions of people buying and selling for random reasons. Not because of hurting behavior or because of news, but just could be some guy's hammered and accidentally fat fingers. So, and they multiply that by millions of people.
And that starts a trend upwards
yeah,
or
exactly,
not.
Sure.
It's fucking crazy. It's a chaotic system inherently, and it's made stable and systematized because of the system of the stock market. So, it's like, what else can you say about that?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like, obviously stocks move in trends, and it means that necessitates that trends have defining characteristics. Otherwise you would not be able to identify a trend post mortem. But that means that you can also discover it early because you can identify a trend early, but that doesn't mean everything means something, and it doesn't mean that it's a way to actually navigate.
And it's inherent within humans because we have pattern recognition. That's why we symbolize things. We call it a cup. We call it a formation. That's what we call it a trend. It's not the case when you're dealing with a chaotic system. And if you do identify it as the case and you're proven right, it doesn't necessarily mean that's the case.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. When you're right, okay. If you guess a stock goes up for some reason and the stock goes up, doesn't mean your reason was right. It could have just gone up. Just because you saw a cup and handle and you thought it's going to pop off or whatever, and it pops off, doesn't mean you were right. And that's what makes it so almost impossible to improve yourself when it comes to just purely technical analysis. Obviously, buy low, sell high is probably the best strategy across the board. But when it comes to pure technical analysis, if you think you did good technical analysis and the stock does what you think it does, you have no way of knowing if it did that because your technical analysis was correct or because the random system, people bought that week. Yep. So you can never be justified. And what if you did do it right, but for whatever reason, sentiment changed all of a sudden and it was going to go up and it goes down, but you did the right analysis. You feel like you were wrong, but you might have not been wrong. It's almost impossible to improve yourself. And that's what's so difficult about it. And it's so fishy. And that's why the studies on technical analysis are wishy-washy.
And the opposing factor, you were completely right not because of your analysis, because you identified ancillary trend on top of something else that you couldn't identify. And you made money off of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think 100%.
Honestly, I think that's most speculative traders, even on Wall Street. Because
was that? You said most speculative traders and what?
That's most speculative traders on Wall Street. They're right. Not because they think not because their actual thesis is right, because everything lines up in a fashion where they're just right automatically.
Well,
it just is as it is, and their theses had nothing to do with it. Especially when you're dealing with individual investment traders, like on Bloomberg, talking to the string. They just see it as it is, but they're not right because they're right. Someone brought up Taleb, and that's kind of going into Nassim Nicholas Taleb. I'm sure my Italian friend that's watching is going to be happy that I brought this up because Taleb talks a lot about skin in the game, and a lot of investment traders see trends in which they add to, but they have no skin in the game, and therefore they're right. But the people with the skin in the game usually win out. That's not what Taleb is saying, but so they're right in they're right with their money, but their analysis is completely wrong, and that's ubiquitous across Wall Street.
Sure. Okay, yeah.
Which is weird to think about because who cares if they're right? Everyone's making money. And if the system is set forth that they are right almost every time because of the information that they're presented, then what does it matter? Because things are trending upwards. So to specify it, the institutional traders, it doesn't matter if their analyses are true and correct. It's just that's where the capital is, and everything gears towards that.
Okay, so I'm trying to track you. Are you saying like, why does everything gear towards that? Why does it necessitate that everything gears towards that? Is it because they have more information, or because they have more capital,
it's institutional.
Or what?
It's literally the house in which it's in.
Okay, sure. Okay, gotcha. That's what. Okay,
yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So it's like, of course, that's where everything is happening, and things trend towards that. And one can argue, it's a shitty take to say, the Bloomberg chat is literally insider trading, because it's not. Technically and legally speaking, it's not. But when it comes to your theses, it kind of is. Especially if you're talking about an institutional investor, your thesis is almost automatically right just because of the information you're presented with.
Well, absolutely. If you have a Bloomberg terminal and you know how to use it, you're going to be making more money than anybody else. Like people say, this is a problem I've noticed with a lot of people that reach out to me for particularly advertisements or just brokerages in general. They're like, for the retail trader. And I'm like, what are you providing the retail trader? You're providing them with a chart, you're providing them with an options chain and some stocks. And that's it. And like, you get news from Bloomberg, you get it elsewhere, or maybe they pull it from Bloomberg and post it to their brokerage. You don't get information early. You don't get any edge of information. Even short interest, like maybe on a Bloomberg terminal, you'll get that up to date. You won't get that up to date anywhere else, or you'll have to pay to get it. So when they say for the retail trader, retail traders are always behind. They will always be behind, and you're goddamn lucky if you make an extravagant amount of money. Yeah, and that's why people's analysis in general are probably incorrect or lagging. But when you make an analysis and you're correct, even if it's pretty solid analysis, generally speaking, there's more factors that come into play. And that's why sometimes two people might have two separate analysis, but both a bullish thesis, and both can be correct because there's a lot of factors going into it.
They're right without even knowing they're right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sure. It could be for it. Yeah, exactly. It's complicated and tricky. And that's why I err towards the side of, swing trading can be fun primarily with a little bit of like trying to find trends and also just buy low, sell high. Yep. But generally speaking, leaps, if you want to do some speculative options plays with a small portion, whatever. But more conservative strategies are more fun in my opinion because it's a kind of a shot in the dark to yeet a ton of money at something. And I'm a hypocrite, obviously, because I threw a bunch of money at GameStop. But at the same time, the thesis was ubiquitous across the population, and
it was everywhere. That thesis, you could find it on not just Wall Street Bets, but even on TikTok or YouTube.
Sure, everybody's in on it, which means sentiment is positive, and it means that obviously short interest is high, which means possible short sweet. So there are times where things might actually make perfect, clear sense. Most of the time when you're trading, it's very foggy, and you don't know what the hell's going on.
Very, very foggy. This has been fun, man.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Have a good time.
Yeah. I gotta have that rampant piss again. So let me check at the time, and if it's long enough to my specification, I think we can wrap this up. Actually,
sure. I think so too. I think we've had it again.
Okay. Is there any closing statements you have, or any closing questions or anything?
I guess a closing statement would be everyone fucks up, I guess is a good closing statement. Both, you've probably, everyone who's watching this is fucked up in some way with their money. Everyone on YouTube or whatever, anyone you look at is fucked up in some way, and they might talk about it as if it's something that happened in their past, but they are currently fucking up somehow still. It happens all the time. I fucked up with GameStop. I shouldn't. It was too big of a position for my financial situation. Whatever. It was a total fun meme. I'm not gonna say I didn't have an absolute blast. Whatever. Everybody fucks up. So when you fuck up, don't feel bad. You gotta forgive yourself quick and move on. Because if you're gonna spend weeks kicking yourself, it's counterproductive. Whatever. You have to be ready as soon as you're like, God damn it! Like, why did I do that? Which is kind of how I felt with GameStop, because I held all the way till I made 70 grand and lost it in a day. I'm like, why did I do that? But then you gotta go laugh it off, fuck it, whatever, keep moving forward. So
do not get emotional.
Yeah, I guess so. Ultimately, you will at some times, and you have to afterwards.
As a human being, but then as soon as you have it, you're just like, all right.
Yeah.
Throw it out.
Get that cancerous shit out of here. Toxic stuff. Let's move on.
Yep.
So don't beat yourself up. You're not alone when you make a mistake. Everyone's making mistakes all around you. You might not see it because everyone talks about the good shit, but not the bad shit. So don't feel bad. It's okay to just let go and move on and try to improve yourself after you goof. That's my closing statement.
Solid closing fucking statement. That's what I'm talking about, Adam, man. Thank you. And can I hold you to that? Can I hold you to it that we will do this again at some point?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm having a ball.
Sweet.
I'll do it again next week or whatever, whenever you want to do it.
Whatever the fuck, dude. I'm
all right. Rock on, baby.
All right. And can you leave this up on your YouTube? We'll see. Party's over. We'll see what's going on with that.
I mean, at the same time, we'll do this again too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Hey,
all right,
Adam. Thank you so much, bro. It's been
absolutely. Thanks for having me.
You're such a cool
Hello,
dude.
Lit.
I love
Thanks,
you.
dog. You too.
I'll see you in bed later.
All right, sounds good.
That duvet
buddy.
that's not made.
Yeah.
All right, brother, man.
All right, love you, Tar. Catch you later, dude.
Appreciate you, brother.